First contact and dismissal. The day Earth had long awaited finally arrived. Humanity's first contact with extraterrestrial life came not with a bang, but with a series of cryptic messages received by radio telescopes around the globe. As the world's best linguists and cryptographers worked tirelessly to decipher the alien transmissions, a mixture of excitement and trepidation swept across the planet. Dr. Elena Reyes, lead xenolinguist at the International Space Agency, ISA, was the first to crack the code. "They're inviting us to a meeting," she announced to a room full of wide-eyed scientists and government officials. "The Galactic Confederation wants to evaluate Earth's readiness to join their interstellar community." Within weeks, a delegation was assembled. Dr. Reyes, along with diplomat Marcus Chen and military advisor Colonel Sarah Hawthorne, were chosen to represent humanity. As they boarded the sleek spacecraft sent by the Confederation, they carried with them the hopes and dreams of billions. The journey to the Confederation's central meeting place, a massive space station orbiting a distant star, took mere hours thanks to the aliens' advanced faster-than-light technology. As they disembarked, the human delegates were awestruck by the diversity of life forms bustling about the station. Creatures of all shapes, sizes, and colors moved with purpose through the gleaming corridors. Their wonder was short-lived, however. As soon as they were ushered into the Grand Council chamber, the atmosphere shifted. The alien representatives, seated in a semicircle of elevated platforms, looked down at the humans with expressions ranging from curiosity to outright disdain. High Counselor Zixnera, a tall, willowy being with iridescent skin, called the meeting to order. "We welcome the representatives of Earth," they announced, their voice translated through advanced audio systems. "We have observed your planet for some time and deemed it appropriate to make contact. Please, tell us of your civilization's achievements." Marcus Chen stepped forward, clearing his throat nervously. He spoke of humanity's scientific advancements, their art and culture, their ability to overcome adversity and unite in times of crisis. As he spoke, however, he noticed the alien delegates exchanging glances and barely suppressed chuckles. When Chen finished, a reptilian creature named Seth leaned forward, its forked tongue flicking out as it spoke. "How quaint. You've barely mastered nuclear fission, and you think you're ready to join galactic society. Your ships can't even leave your own star system efficiently." Dr. Rice attempted to interject, explaining that humanity was on the brink of several technological breakthroughs. But she was cut off by a bulbous, multi-eyed being called Gloop. "We've seen your wars, your pollution, your primitive attempts at governance. You're nothing more than violent apes playing with toys you don't understand." The chamber erupted in laughter, the sound grating against the human's ears. Colonel Hawthorne's hand instinctively moved to where her sidearm would have been, had they been allowed to bring weapons. Her face remained impassive, but her eyes burned with a mixture of humiliation and rage. High Counselor Zixnera raised a hand, silencing the room. "While we appreciate your enthusiasm, we believe it would be best for Earth to remain isolated for the time being. You are clearly not ready for the responsibilities and challenges of galactic citizenship. Perhaps in a few centuries, we will reconsider." As the human delegates were escorted out of the chamber, the sound of alien laughter echoing behind them, they exchanged determined glances. This was not the end, but merely the beginning. The journey back to Earth was silent, each member of the delegation lost in their own thoughts. As they approached their home planet, its blue and green sphere growing larger in the view screen, Colonel Hawthorne finally spoke. "They've made a grave mistake," she said, her voice low and intense. "They think they've seen the best we have to offer. They have no idea what humans are capable of when we're backed into a corner." Dr. Reyes nodded, her mind already racing with ideas. "Their technology, their science, it's advanced, yes, but not incomprehensible. Given time and resources, we could bridge that gap." Marcus Chen's diplomatic mask had fallen away, replaced by a steely resolve. "Then that's exactly what we'll do. When we return, we'll make our report. But we'll also make a recommendation that Earth mobilizes every resource, every mind, every ounce of human ingenuity towards a single goal. And what's that? Hawthorne asked, though she already knew the answer. Chen's eyes gleamed with determination. To prove them wrong. To show the galaxy that humanity will not be dismissed, will not be laughed at, will not be denied our place among the stars. As their ship began its descent through Earth's atmosphere, the three delegates felt the weight of their responsibility, but also the fire of their newfound purpose. The aliens had underestimated humanity, seeing only their present state and not their potential. They would soon learn that there was far more to humans than met the eye. The galaxy had laughed at Earth, but that laughter would soon turn to astonishment, respect, and perhaps even fear. For humanity was about to embark on a journey of advancement and discovery that would shake the very foundations of the Galactic Confederation. Little did the aliens know, their dismissal had lit a spark that would soon become an inferno. Humanity was going to war, not with weapons, but with innovation, determination, and the unbreakable human spirit. The next time Earth met the galaxy, they would be ready. And the galaxy would never be the same again. Preparation and innovation. The return of the Earth delegation sparked a global revolution. As news of the Galactic Confederation's dismissal spread, humanity's initial shock and disappointment quickly transformed into a fierce determination. For the first time in history, the nations of Earth set aside their differences and united under a common goal, to prove their worth to the galaxy. The United Earth Initiative, UEI, was formed, a collaborative effort that brought together the brightest minds and most innovative thinkers from every corner of the globe. Dr. Elena Reyes was appointed as the head of the newly established Xenotechnology Division, tasked with reverse engineering and improving upon the alien technology they had glimpsed during their brief interstellar journey. Colonel Sarah Hawthorne took charge of the Space Defense Force, a multinational military organization dedicated to preparing humanity for potential cosmic threats. Her first order of business was to revolutionize combat training, incorporating simulations based on the various alien physiologies they had encountered. Marcus Chen, with his diplomatic skills, became the face of the UEI's public relations campaign. He worked tirelessly to maintain global unity and keep the public informed of their progress, all while secretly coordinating with world leaders to pool resources and maintain focus on their ultimate goal. In laboratories and research facilities around the world, scientists and engineers worked around the clock. The breakthroughs came slowly at first: incremental improvements in propulsion systems, more efficient energy sources, stronger and lighter materials. But as the months turned into years, the pace of innovation accelerated exponentially. Dr. Rice and her team made a groundbreaking discovery in the field of quantum entanglement, leading to the development of instantaneous communication devices. This technology not only revolutionized Earth's global communications, but laid the groundwork for future faster-than-light travel. Meanwhile, in a hidden facility deep beneath the Himalayas, a young physicist named Raj Patel had a eureka moment. His team had been studying the fundamental forces of the universe, trying to unify them in a way that could be practically applied. Raj's breakthrough came in the form of a device that could manipulate gravitational fields, effectively allowing for the control of mass and inertia. The implications were staggering. With this technology, spacecraft could be made virtually weightless, accelerating to incredible speeds with minimal energy expenditure. Moreover, it opened up possibilities for energy generation that dwarfed anything humanity had previously conceived. As news of Raj's discovery spread through the UEI, it catalyzed a new wave of innovations. Engineers began designing ships that could outmaneuver anything the Galactic Confederation had shown them. Weapons researchers developed gravity-based weaponry that could disable enemy ships without destroying them. Colonel Hawthorne saw the potential immediately. She fast-tracked the integration of this new technology into her training programs. Soon, the Space Defense Force was running simulations of zero-gravity combat scenarios and practicing maneuvers that would have been impossible just months earlier. But perhaps the most significant development came from an unexpected source. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, a neurobiologist working on enhancing human cognitive abilities for long-duration space missions, stumbled upon a method to dramatically boost human mental processing and memory retention. The procedure was risky and intense, but volunteers from the Space Defense Force stepped forward, willing to take the chance. The results were astonishing. The enhanced soldiers, dubbed cognitive operatives, displayed levels of strategic thinking and problem-solving abilities that bordered on the superhuman. They could process vast amounts of information in seconds, making them invaluable for both combat and scientific endeavors. As the 5th anniversary of the first contact approached, Earth had transformed. Skyscrapers had given way to arcologies that reached into the lower atmosphere. Orbiting shipyards constructed vessels that would have been the stuff of science fiction just a few years earlier. And deep within secure facilities, the first wave of cognitive operatives prepared for a mission that would change the course of human history. Marcus Chen stood before the United Nations General Assembly, his voice resonating with confidence as he addressed not just the delegates, but the billions watching around the world. 5 years ago, we were laughed out of the galactic community. He began, his words stirring emotions in every listener. They saw us as primitives, unworthy of their attention or respect. But they underestimated the human spirit. They underestimated our ability to adapt, to innovate, to rise above any challenge placed before us. Screens behind him displayed images of Earth's transformation, the gleaming ships, the advanced technologies, the determined faces of those who had worked tirelessly to bring them to this point. Today, we stand on the brink of a new era. We have taken the setback they handed us and turned it into the greatest period of advancement in human history. We have united our planet in ways our ancestors could only dream of. And now we are ready to take our place among the stars. Chen paused, his gaze sweeping across the assembly. But we will not go humbly, asking for acceptance. We will not beg for a seat at their table. We will show the Galactic Confederation, and any other civilization watching, that humanity is a force to be reckoned with. We will demonstrate that Earth is not just ready to join galactic society. We are ready to lead it into a brighter future. The assembly erupted in applause, a thunderous affirmation of humanity's newfound confidence and determination. As the cheers echoed through the chamber, Chen allowed himself a small smile. The real work was just beginning. In orbit above Earth, the culmination of 5 years of relentless effort waited. The UEA's Prometheus, humanity's first true interstellar vessel, stood ready for its maiden voyage. Its mission: to re-establish contact with the Galactic Confederation, not as supplicants, but as equals. As the crew of the Prometheus made their final preparations, there was a palpable sense of anticipation in the air. They were not just explorers or diplomats. They were the vanguard of a new age for humanity. Each member of the crew had been handpicked, representing the very best Earth had to offer. Dr. Elena Reyes, now the ship's chief science officer, ran final checks on the advanced sensors and communication arrays. Colonel Hawthorne, serving as tactical officer, drilled her security team on emergency protocols. And in the heart of the ship, a team of cognitive operatives stood ready, their enhanced minds prepared to tackle any challenge the galaxy might throw at them. As the Prometheus prepared to depart, a message was broadcast to every corner of the Earth. It was simple, but it carried the weight of human determination and the promise of a new future. To the stars we go, not just to explore, but to claim our destiny. With a flash of energy that lit up the sky, the Prometheus engaged its gravity drive and vanished into the depths of space. Humanity's next encounter with the galactic community would be very different from the first. The aliens had dismissed them as primitive and weak, but they were about to learn a valuable lesson. Never underestimate the power of human resilience and ingenuity. The galaxy was not prepared for what was coming. The provocation. The UEA's Prometheus glided silently through the vast expanse of space, its advanced cloaking technology rendering it invisible to conventional sensors. After several weeks of journey, the ship approached the outer reaches of Confederation space. The crew, a mix of excitement and apprehension, prepared for their first encounter. Captain Zara Rodriguez, a veteran pilot and natural leader, addressed her crew from the bridge. "We're here to make a statement, not start a war. But make no mistake, we will not back down if provoked. Remember your training. Trust in our technology, and most importantly, trust in each other." As if on cue, the ship's AI, dubbed ARIA, Advanced Responsive Intelligence Assistant, alerted the bridge. "Captain, I'm detecting a distress signal from a nearby system. It appears to be of human origin." The crew exchanged puzzled glances. They weren't aware of any human outposts this far from Earth. Dr. Reyes quickly analyzed the signal. "It's genuine, Captain. And it's coming from Outpost Omega." Colonel Hawthorne's eyes widened in recognition. Outpost Omega was a secret forward base established 2 years ago. Its existence was known only to a handful of people on Earth. If they're sending a distress signal, Captain Rodriguez didn't hesitate. "Set a course for the outpost, maximum speed. Prepare for potential hostile engagement." As the Prometheus approached Outpost Omega, the situation became clear. A small fleet of alien ships, bearing the insignia of the Sath Dominion, the same reptilian species that had mocked humanity during first contact, was attacking the human outpost. The station's defenses were holding, but it was clear they were outmatched. "They must have stumbled upon the outpost by chance," Hawthorne growled, "and decided to eliminate it without even attempting communication." Captain Rodriguez's voice was steel. "Not on our watch. Battle stations, everyone. Let's show them what humanity is truly capable of." The Prometheus decloaked directly in the path of the Sath fleet, its sudden appearance causing the alien ships to momentarily cease fire in surprise. Captain Rodriguez opened a channel to the Sath commander. "This is Captain Zara Rodriguez of the UES Prometheus. You are attacking a human outpost in neutral space. Cease your aggression immediately, or we will be forced to respond." The response came quickly, the translator struggling to keep up with the Sath's hissing language. "Humans? Impossible. Your kind cannot have ships this far from your mudball. This is clearly some trick of the Confederation. Stand down, or be destroyed with the rest of this illegal outpost." Rodriguez's eyes narrowed. "I was hoping you'd say that." With a series of commands, the Prometheus sprang into action. Its gravity drive allowed it to move with a speed and agility that left the Sath ships floundering. Targeted gravity pulses disabled the weapons and propulsion systems of 2 enemy vessels before they could even react. The remaining Sath ships opened fire, their energy weapons streaking towards the Prometheus. But they found their target frustratingly elusive. The human ship's predictive AI, coupled with its revolutionary defenses, allowed it to avoid or deflect every shot. Colonel Hawthorne, at the tactical station, was in her element. "Permission to return fire, Captain." Rodriguez nodded grimly. "Show them what we can do, Colonel. Non-lethal takedowns only. We're here to make a point, not start a massacre." Hawthorne's fingers danced across her console. The Prometheus unleashed a barrage of gravity-based weapons, precisely targeted to disrupt the Sath ship's systems without causing catastrophic damage. One by one, the alien vessels went dark, drifting helplessly in space. Within minutes, the battle, if it could even be called that, was over. The Sath fleet had been neutralized without a single loss of life on either side. The crew of the Prometheus let out a collective breath, scarcely believing the ease of their victory. Captain Rodriguez reopened the channel to the Sath commander. "Your ships have been disabled. We will provide emergency life support if needed, but you will power down all remaining systems and prepare to be boarded. Any further aggression will be met with more permanent measures." The Sath commander's response was a mix of rage and disbelief. This is impossible. You're nothing but primitive apes. How could you possibly?" Rodriguez cut the transmission, turning to her crew with a grim smile. "Well done, everyone. Dr. Reyes, Please contact Outpost Omega and ensure they're all right. Colonel Hawthorne, prepare a team to secure the SAF ships. And someone get me a secure line to Earth. I have a feeling the UEI will be very interested in how this encounter played out. As the Prometheus crew carry out their tasks with practiced efficiency, news of the encounter spread rapidly through subspace channels. The Galactic Confederation, which had dismissed humanity as an insignificant species unworthy of attention, was about to receive a rude awakening. In the following days, as Confederation investigators arrived to assess the situation, they found themselves facing a transformed humanity. The UES Prometheus stood as a testament to human ingenuity and determination, its technology baffling even the most advanced Confederation scientists. Dr. Rice took particular pleasure in explaining the principles behind their gravity manipulation technology to a group of stunned alien researchers. "It's quite simple, really," she said with a hint of mischief in her voice. "Once you understand that gravity is just another field to be manipulated, the possibilities are endless." The cognitive operatives, their enhanced intellects processing vast amounts of data, engaged in complex diplomatic and scientific exchanges with the Confederation representatives. Many of the aliens found themselves struggling to keep up with the humans' rapid-fire ideas and insights. As reports of the incident spread throughout the galaxy, the initial shock gave way to a mix of fear, admiration, and intense curiosity. How had this supposedly primitive species advanced so quickly? What other surprises did they have in store? The Seth Dominion, humiliated by their defeat, demanded retribution. Other species within the Confederation saw opportunity in aligning with this emerging power, and still others called for humanity's immediate inclusion in galactic affairs, arguing that they had more than proven their worthiness. Back on the Prometheus, Captain Rodriguez received a transmission from Earth. It was Marcus Chen, his face a mixture of pride and concern. "You've done well, Captain, but I'm afraid this is just the beginning. The galaxy is in uproar, and all eyes are on humanity now. Whatever comes next, we must be prepared." Rodriguez nodded solemnly. "We're ready, sir. Humanity has stepped onto the galactic stage, and we have no intention of leaving it." As the transmission ended, Rodriguez looked out at the stars, pondering the future. Humanity had revealed its hidden strength, surprising not just the Galactic Confederation, but perhaps even themselves. The coming days would bring challenges, opportunities, and quite possibly conflict. But one thing was certain: the galaxy would never again underestimate the power and potential of the human race. The stage was set for humanity's emergence as a major galactic player. The question now was, how would they use their newfound power and influence? The answer would shape the future of not just Earth, but the entire cosmic community. The Galactic War begins. The aftermath of the Prometheus incident sent shockwaves through the Galactic Confederation. What was initially dismissed as an isolated event quickly spiraled into a full-blown diplomatic crisis. The Seth Dominion, nursing their wounded pride, began to rally other species to their cause, painting humanity as a dangerous, unpredictable threat to galactic stability. Meanwhile, Earth found itself thrust into the center of a complex web of interstellar politics. Some species, impressed by humanity's rapid advancement and the restraint shown during the Prometheus encounter, advocated for Earth's immediate inclusion in the Confederation. Others, fearful of the potential shift in the balance of power, pushed for containment and isolation of the human threat. As tensions rose, the United Earth Initiative worked tirelessly to navigate these treacherous waters. Marcus Chen, now serving as Earth's primary diplomat to the galactic community, found himself in marathon negotiation sessions, trying to avert a conflict that seemed increasingly inevitable. It was during one such session on the Confederation's Central Space Station that everything changed. Chen was in mid-argument with a coalition of anti-human representatives when alarms blared throughout the station. The holographic displays flickered to life, showing a massive fleet of ships dropping out of faster-than-light travel near Earth. The Seth, it seemed, had decided to take matters into their own claws. Chen's blood ran cold as he watched the Saf fleet approach his homeworld. But his fear quickly turned to determination. He turned to the assembled alien representatives, his voice steady and resolute. "You all just witnessed an unprovoked act of aggression against my people. The Saf have made their choice. Now you must make yours. Will you stand with Earth against this injustice, or will you be complicit in what comes next?" Back on Earth, the response was swift and decisive. The planetary defense grid, a network of gravity-manipulating satellites, sprang to life. Shipyards that had been working around the clock since the Prometheus incident launched wave after wave of advanced human vessels to meet the Saf threat. Colonel Sarah Hawthorne, now Admiral of Earth's Defense Fleet, stood on the bridge of the EUS Defiant, the most advanced warship humanity had ever produced. "All ships, assume attack formation Delta," she commanded, her voice calm despite the gravity of the situation. "Remember your training. We're not just fighting for Earth today, we're fighting for humanity's place in the galaxy." The battle that ensued would later be known as the first engagement of the Galactic War. The Seth, confident in their superior numbers and millennia of combat experience, expected a swift victory. What they encountered instead was a level of resistance that defied their wildest expectations. Human ships, employing gravity manipulation technology in ways the Seth had never seen, danced through the void with impossible agility. Cognitive operatives, their enhanced minds processing battlefield data at superhuman speeds, coordinated complex maneuvers that left the Saf fleet in disarray. Dr. Elena Reyes, monitoring the battle from Earth's primary command center, watched with a mixture of awe and horror as her technological innovations were put to the ultimate test. The gravity weapons she had helped develop tore through Saf shields like they were tissue paper. Inertial dampeners of her design allowed human ships to pull off maneuvers that would have turned any other crew to paste. As the battle raged on, news spread rapidly throughout the galaxy. The Confederation, which had been deadlocked in debate, watched in stunned silence as humanity not only held its own against a superior force, but began to turn the tide. Inspired by Earth's resistance, several species that had been sitting on the fence declared their support for humanity. Ships from the Arcturian Alliance and the Centauri Collective joined the fray, tipping the scales decisively in Earth's favor. After hours of intense combat, the remnants of the Saf fleet retreated, leaving behind a graveyard of twisted metal and shattered ships. Earth had won its first major galactic battle, but at a cost. The skies above the planet were scared with debris, and many brave souls had given their lives in defense of their homeworld. As the dust settled, Marcus Chen addressed the Galactic Confederation from the EUS Defiance Communication Array. His words were broadcast across thousands of worlds. "Today, humanity proved beyond any doubt that we belong among the stars. We did not seek this conflict, but we met it with courage, ingenuity, and determination. To those who stand with us, we offer our deepest gratitude and the promise of a steadfast alliance. To those who oppose us, know this: humanity will not bow, will not break, and will not rest until we have secured our rightful place in this galaxy." Chen's speech marked a turning point. The Galactic War had begun in earnest, with battle lines drawn across the cosmos. But it was a war unlike any the Confederation had seen before. Humanity's unique approach to combat, blending advanced technology with unpredictable tactics, forced their opponents to constantly adapt. Earth's fleets, led by Admiral Hawthorne, embarked on a series of lightning strikes against key Saf positions. They employed hit-and-run tactics, using their superior maneuverability to strike hard and fade away before the enemy could mount an effective response. Meanwhile, cognitive operatives were deployed for covert missions deep in enemy territory. Their enhanced abilities allowed them to infiltrate Saf installations, gathering crucial intelligence, and sabotaging key systems. But the war wasn't solely fought on the battlefield. Dr. Rice and her team worked tirelessly to push the boundaries of human technology even further. They developed quantum-entangled communication systems that were impossible to intercept, allowing Earth forces to coordinate on a level their enemies could only dream of. As the conflict spread, more and more species were forced to pick sides. The Galactic Confederation, an institution that had stood for millennia, began to fracture under the strain. Some saw humanity as a dangerous upstart that needed to be put in its place. Others recognized in Earth a spark of innovation and determination that had been lacking in galactic affairs for far too long. Months turned into years, and the war raged on. Stellar empires rose and fell. Alliances were forged and broken. Through it all, humanity continued to surprise and adapt, never yielding in their determination to secure their place among the stars. But as the cost of the conflict mounted on all sides, voices began to call for an end to the bloodshed. The galaxy had been irrevocably changed by humanity's emergence, and it was becoming clear that a new order would need to be established, one that recognized Earth not as a primitive backwater, but as a major galactic power. As the 5th year of the war approached, a pivotal moment loomed on the horizon. The Sath, their resources dwindling and their allies abandoning them, were preparing for one final, desperate assault on Earth. It would be a battle that would determine not just the fate of humanity, but the future of the entire galaxy. The stage was set for a confrontation that would echo through the cosmos for eons to come. Humanity, once dismissed and underestimated, now stood ready to shape the destiny of the stars themselves. The final chapter of this galactic saga was about to unfold, and the entire universe held its breath in anticipation. Turning the tide. As the Galactic War entered its 5th year, the conflict had reached a critical juncture. The Sath Dominion, once a formidable power in the Confederation, now found itself backed into a corner. Their resources were depleted, their allies had abandoned them, and their people were weary of a war that had brought them nothing but defeat and humiliation. In a secret bunker deep beneath the surface of the Sath homeworld, the remnants of their high command gathered for one final, desperate strategy session. Grand Admiral HFY, his scales dulled with age and stress, addressed his fellow leaders with a mix of determination and resignation. "We have underestimated the humans at every turn," he hissed, his forked tongue flicking nervously. "But we cannot allow these upstarts to upset millennia of galactic order. We must strike at their homeworld with everything we have left. It is victory or extinction." As the Sath prepared for their final assault, Earth and its allies were not idle. The quantum-entangled communication network developed by Dr. Reyes had intercepted fragments of the Sath's plans. In the war room of the UEI headquarters, humanity's leaders gathered to prepare their response. Admiral Sarah Hawthorne stood before a holographic display of the galaxy, her face etched with the weariness of years of constant warfare. The Sath are marshaling every ship, every soldier they have left for this attack. They're betting everything on one final push. Marcus Chen, his diplomatic skills honed by years of interstellar negotiations, saw an opportunity. "Then we must make this the end, not just of the war, but of the old way of thinking. We need a victory so decisive, so undeniable, that it reshapes the very fabric of galactic society." Dr. Elena Reyes, her mind racing with possibilities, stepped forward. "I have an idea. It's risky, untested, but if it works, it could change everything." Over the next few weeks, as the Sath fleet gathered for their final assault, Earth was a hive of feverish activity. Dr. Reyes and her team worked around the clock, pushing the limits of their gravity manipulation technology to heights never before imagined. When the Sath fleet finally arrived in Earth's solar system, they found not a planet cowering in fear, but a civilization ready and waiting. The battle that ensued would be remembered for generations as one of the most extraordinary engagements in galactic history. As the Sath ships approached, Admiral Hawthorne gave the order to activate what had been dubbed Project Singularity. Massive gravity generators, hastily constructed in orbit around Earth, sprang to life. The fabric of space-time itself began to warp and twist in ways that defied conventional understanding. The Sath fleet, caught off guard by the unprecedented manipulation of fundamental forces, found their carefully planned formations thrown into chaos. Ships collided with each other as localized gravity wells pulled them off course. Others found themselves suddenly accelerated to relativistic speeds, their crews incapacitated by the immense G-forces. In the midst of this cosmic maelstrom, Earth's fleet moved with precision and purpose. Cognitive operatives, their enhanced minds allowing them to navigate the shifting gravitational landscape, coordinated complex attack patterns that the SAF couldn't hope to counter. Grand Admiral Sistak, watching from his flagship as his fleet disintegrated around him, finally understood the true magnitude of his species' mistake. They had not just underestimated humanity's technological prowess or their martial skill. They had failed to grasp the sheer adaptability, the relentless innovation that drove these newcomers to the galactic stage. As the battle reached its climax, Dr. Rice activated the final stage of Project Singularity, a controlled gravitational singularity. A miniature black hole formed at the heart of the SAF fleet. Ships were torn apart by tidal forces, energy weapons were swallowed by the event horizon, and the very stars seemed to dim in the presence of this awesome display of human scientific mastery. In a matter of hours, it was over. The SAF fleet was utterly defeated, their ships either destroyed or captured. Grand Admiral Sithak, his flagship crippled and drifting, sent out a general broadcast of surrender. The news of Earth's victory spread across the galaxy at the speed of thought. The Galactic Confederation, already fractured by years of war, now faced an undeniable truth. Humanity was not just an equal player on the cosmic stage, but a civilization capable of reshaping the very laws of physics to its will. In the aftermath of the battle, as the leaders of Earth met with representatives from across the galaxy to negotiate a new galactic order, Marcus Chen reflected on the long journey that had brought them to this point. "We came to the stars seeking knowledge, community, and a place among the cosmic civilizations," he addressed the assembled diplomats. "We were dismissed, underestimated, and attacked. But through it all, we never lost sight of who we are and what we can achieve when united in purpose." The peace talks that followed would last for months, but the outcome was never really in doubt. Earth and its allies emerged as the new power brokers of the galaxy. The old confederation was dissolved, replaced by a new galactic alliance that recognized the rights and potential of all species, no matter how young or seemingly primitive. As the new era dawned, humanity found itself at the forefront of a galactic renaissance. The technologies developed during the war were now put to peaceful use, opening up new frontiers of exploration and discovery. The cognitive operatives, their enhanced minds no longer needed for warfare, became leaders in scientific research and interspecies diplomacy. Dr. Elena Reyes, standing on the observation deck of Earth's first official embassy to the stars, watched ships from 100 different worlds glide past. "We've come so far," she mused to Admiral Hawthorne, who stood beside her. "From being laughed out of the galaxy to reshaping it entirely." Hawthorne nodded, a small smile playing on her lips. "And we're just getting started. The real journey begins now." As night fell on this new galactic age, the stars seemed to shine brighter than ever before. Humanity had not just claimed its place among them, it had redefined what was possible for all species. The galaxy had underestimated humans, but in doing so, they had unleashed a force that would drive cosmic civilization to new heights for millennia to come. The laughter had long since faded, replaced by a deep respect and a shared sense of wonder at what the future might hold. For in the end, it wasn't just humanity's hidden might that had changed the galaxy. It was their indomitable spirit, their boundless creativity, and their unwavering determination to reach for the stars, no matter the obstacles in their path. And as the first generation of humans born after the war looked up at those stars, they knew that the greatest adventures, the most amazing discoveries, and the truest tests of their species' potential still lay ahead. The galaxy was vast, full of mysteries and marvels, and humanity was ready to face it all, not as conquerors, but as explorers, innovators, and fellow travelers on the cosmic journey. The aliens had laughed, but humanity had the last word. And that word was spoken not with weapons or technology, but with the timeless human qualities of courage, ingenuity, and hope. The galaxy would never be the same again, and that was something for which all species in time would come to be profoundly grateful.